Hey guys, welcome back to Anti-Hedge, where we talk about all things crypto. I'm Matt, your host, coming to bring you some informational content on Lukso. But to start, I just want to say this is not financial advice, and everything here is strictly here for news and research purposes. So with that in mind, you should be able to enjoy the content of this video, which will be our Lukso update. So we saw in the comments that people have been waiting for more Lukso chatter. We heard you, and we are getting to that now. So we saw the price recently skyrocket up to about $9, which is a relatively big move considering that everything in the market is still, shitting itself. Definitely want to see the price go down a bit more so we can load up before it flies off, but I'm going to tell you what news was the catalyst for this price maneuver. So recently the Lukso Foundation had a few relatively large announcements, and that would be along the lines of their testnets being successful so far. So it was a long and tedious process from what the team had said, and in that longer process, we're getting a more stable product. That's where it's going now. So the testnet L14, it's done. We've crossed through it. That happened last year. We're crossing through the L15 test network, and now we're going to L16. And L16 is the final test net before we go into the mainnet and the Genesis block is created. And in this Genesis block, that's when we officially go live as Lukso. And then from there, you'll be able to run a node, be a validator, and collect Lukso passively, which is kind of what a lot of us are looking forward to. One of the main things that's in the development in that mainnet launch and what they're talking about for Lukso is the fact that they're officially getting ready to, develop not only their browser extension beyond what it is, so similar to the way that MetaMask connects to your regular internet browser, Lukso has its own. And they're talking about launching a Lukso mobile app. And I personally, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers are thinking the same thing, we're pretty excited to be involved in that mobile app and to see what exactly it does. I'm very curious, because if they succeed in making a mobile app that works better than what a lot of, the current Web3 environment is, it works better than what our current, status is, we're likely to see a lot of traction for Lukso, especially if it comes to NFTs. Obviously, this is a pretty big development and we waited a long time for that. That's just the extension of testnet, web development, as well as mobile app. And they're also talking about a few other developments, like launching a Swiss foundation, which is going to be able to help them create and decentralize their product more, which is thumbs up for us. And they've even mentioned that they're going to be dropping announcements on the 22nd of January, roughly, or 23rd. And that's probably having to do to confirm that the testnet has gone well as the fact that we're very likely to get mainnet this year. So fingers crossed, by the 23rd, we get an actual date for our mainnet, and we get to see what the mobile app might look like. If those things succeed, expect Lukso to potentially be the catalyst for our next bull market. That's how I see it. I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of those coins that, we hear goes 1,000% or 10,000%, year over return, basically where you look at it year over year, which we saw with Sol and Ethereum and Bitcoin, whenever they show us oh, how much has it gone up over the years, and Bitcoin 30,000% or this or that. It's Lukso, I think, will be the market leader for that next explosion of price. And if they succeed in changing Web3 the way they're talking about it, don't be surprised if a lot of products and projects try to follow suit and be the next Lukso. Whew, that's a mouthful. And for me, all I could do is just dime in hand, wait and accumulate the dip. I'm sure a lot of our viewers are probably doing the same thing, especially if you're here listening for Lukso. We're all in the same boat. So for what it's worth, I just wanted to drop that little update, let you guys know what's up, and wanted to tell you guys to stay tuned and keep your eyes peeled for the end of January. That's when they're supposed to set the next announcement of, I guess, developments for the project. And it's still rolling. Last thing I wanted to mention, keep your eyes peeled for those announcements that are coming towards the end of January. And the last thing too that I wanted to mention is in those audits of the code for the extension, so far it's looking pretty good. Like I said, again, guys, fingers crossed. We'll keep this video short and sweet because that's all I wanted to report on today. And if you guys hear of any news in the Lukso verse, feel free to drop it in the comments. Take care, guys.